Senior Barrister, I really want to have, as his information, is it documented somewhere, or you just saying?
I have told you that when we held the first meeting after the launching, all the founding fathers moved to Dr. Foncha's house, and I was presented to him. Okay. And he cried and embraced me and said, children in politics, I can now die knowing that the future will be pregnant.
This should be documented somewhere, Senior Barrister.
If nobody writes it, how do you expect it to be documented?
Okay. Now, let's take a listen to, because we had a program here when Nijon Frundi died. This Kijang Henry was here, and he talked about the founding fathers. We were just discussing about the Social Democratic Front. Can we take a listen to what Kijang said during that program?
Like I say, you have the founding fathers of the Social Democratic Front. You have Nijon Frundi here. You have Dr. Siga Saga, Albert Bokong, Vincent Foucault. You have Aloysius Tebo. They are here. There are 11 of them. Justice Nyowakai, Dr. Alfred Azefo, James Mbanga, Dr. Carlson Anyangwe, Emmanuel Akuchu, and of course Professor Clement Gwachiri. So you will find this book, well, copies will be coming like I had said earlier, when you have them. These are the founding fathers. So like I said.
Can you go back to what you said earlier on? How he
yes, now yes, maybe he did not get it, because there's this story. Who signed the party's papers? Because founding fathers, that's what the people who came up with the concept of a political party, how they would create it, and the strategies to launch the party. They were the ones building everything. They were doing that, and then they started changing. In fact, they were behaving like, at the time, like in the Marquis. But who signed that document that they carried to go and deposit at the DO's office? And I said, I read it here, and Frundi was explaining. He explained in this book. This one said, I will not sign because.
Can you read it? Can you read it?
Okay. Oh, it's interesting. So in March 1990, the founding fathers assembled at Frundi's Intaricon's residence to sign the party's document and designate party officials. Here, Frundi. The signing proper was done in my Intaricon residence. All of them were present. We sat with Justice Wakai. No, we started with Justice Wakai to sign. He said, well, I've been chairing these meetings, but you know, I will soon come home on retirement from the Supreme Court. And if they see my name on this thing, it's not this document, this thing, they might block my retirement benefits. After a stellar legal career, Wakai anticipated a well-merited retirement, so he did not sign. Justice Nyowakai did not sign. Dr. Alfred Azefo was asked to sign. He replied, you know, I am the Deputy Director of Scientific Research. I cannot sign because I am working with a state outfit, and consequently the government will take punitive reprisals against me. And so he did not sign. It was now the turn of Aloysius Tebo, and here his response. I am a businessman. My wife is not here, and I'm alone with my children. Furthermore, if I sign, my bills will not be paid. I will suffer. What about you, Dr. Carlson Anyangwe? Hear him. I am a lecturer in the university. As you are aware, it's a state university. It would be dangerous for me to sign. And so he did not sign. Because there was tension to pen your signature. Now, Azefo, no, it came now to the turn of Gemu Akuchu. He said, I am working with an American non-governmental organization in Yaoundé. If I sign and all of us go in, because it was a matter of death, if all of from outside. Let me remain, so that if there is anything amiss, I will be there working from the background. If the others are arrested, he will now crusade for their release. As Efo said, he was a researcher in Bambili working with a state outfit and consequently could not sign. The government will take punitive reprisals against me. Through a wild concatenation of circumstances and a kick for destiny, Abel Mukam was absent. He was a founding father, but he was absent at that time. He was serving a prison term after the Youngdo Black trial. There is no doubt that if he had attended the meeting, he would have signed the document. Frundi himself corroborates Mukong's leadership claims. Mukong, Frundi says, this is what Frundi says of Mukong, he could have passed for the leader at this point. He had been a popular prisoner. He had quarreled with and written a lot of things about Amadou Aijo or the Aijo regime. All these factors made him more exposed to the Francophones and a political world than the rest of us. That is Frundi talking. He recognized that. Now Frundi remembers that. So everybody now turned down, and this is what Frundi said.
This is actually, we were discussing about the Social Democratic Front, and it went to the talking about the founding fathers. This is the impression that we had contained in a book that is the official document of the Social Democratic Front. I don't know. Some of the names cited are quite different from the names you cited here, who were at your chambers.
Mr. Kum, the party did not start from signing.
Yeah.
They are talking of signing. What were they signing? Let me explain this thing to you. Mokong was coming back from Yaoundé after he had been released from one of those detentions, and he went to Vincent Feko, who brought him to my chambers with his book Prisoner Without a Crime. And Feko told him that, look, this is one of our young dynamic lawyers that we have here. So he said, but if this man is dynamic as you say, why can't he help us to create a political party so that this government will stop arresting me every day? So I said, well, I will look into that, but I have never done politics in my entire life. I don't know what a political party looks like. We should call other people who have an idea of politicking. So that is how Vincent Feko brought in Dr. Arnold Yombang. I brought in Madam Musa, and I brought in Senior Barrister Kem Atut Edmond. And we started sitting now to discuss what a political party will look like. We had a number of meetings, and once I think Saturday or Sunday, one weekend I was in my office. I saw Feko and Mukom come in. They said they were going to attend a meeting that was organized by Yondo Black, who wants to launch a political party. I told them, I cautioned them, Francophones don't know how to be discreet. Please don't attend that meeting. Sene will trail you. They said no, they are not part of the thing. They just want to go and see. When they went there, it was not up to 30 minutes. They came back panting. Sene, Sene, Sene. I said, what is the matter? They said Sene was there in the hall. So I asked them, I said, but I had warned you here not to go. That was where I told Mukong, I say, you, who is used to going to Nigeria, since we don't have time to draft our own manifesto, go to Nigeria and bring us one of those their manifestos, the manifesto of one of the two political parties that have been launched. Let us inspire ourselves from that one and then write our own. That is how Mukong left here and went to Nigeria and brought the manifesto of SDP. From the names I'm hearing there, I didn't hear Vincent Feko, who is the man who actually gave the name SDF, because the manifesto that was brought was the manifesto of SDP. So when it was time for the name to be proposed, Feko was the one who said, let us replace party with front. And that is how SDF became Social Democratic Front. I did not hear his name there. There was Dr. Yombang. He too was there. Madam Musa, they were all there in that meeting. Why would chairman write that type of thing and exclude them? They were there. Like you see, I'm saying that they were about Feko and Mukong were about to be arrested. They were living in hiding. So you hear they say, well, they wrongly say that he was in detention. No, at that time they had not yet been arrested. The military tribunal had not yet tried them. They were hiding so that they should not be arrested. That is how they came to that stage of signing a document. And that document, since it came with the Nigerian cover, they simply removed the Nigerian cover and used an A4 paper, covered it on top, on which they wrote with hand. You can go, these are things that you can go and check from Minat. With pen, Social Democratic Front. When they asked for, they said, okay, a political party needs a manifesto. They took another A4 paper and wrote on it that the manifesto will follow. So the document that was presented is the manifesto from Nigeria. That is what they had to sign. And you see, they didn't even mention all these things there. When John Frundi opted to sign as president, his nephew, Mbanga, said, if John is there, I will also put my hand. He went in as treasurer. Siga Sanga, who is his cousin, also opted to sign as secretary general. Those are the three people who were there, who signed that document. So I don't know. Kejang joined SDF. He's not up to 10 years. I don't know whether he's the one to come and tell me about SDF.
No, he's reading from the book. I'm not sure. Kejang is talking from I don't know, but he's been there for more than 15 years as militant of the Social Democratic Front, and he was simply reading from a book, Senior Barrister. I think.
Well, I have given you names of people. Look, I have told you, if you call Senior Barrister Senze and he tells you that no, Ashu was not there, then it will end the matter.
Tell us your appraisal of the political savvy of the man named John Frundi.
Well, political savvy. You see, what I know, John Frundi was a very courageous man. He was a courageous man. But if you go to the political savvy, I don't have much to say about that, because any person who has been a member of NEC will tell you that when discussions are going on, he normally doesn't sit there in the hall.